our wet ingredients, which we're gonna measure and basically mix together. Then we're gonna measure our our dry ingredients, measure them and join together, combine together. And then we're gonna combine wet with dry, and at the end we're gonna add carrots, and it's done. It's that easy how to make the best carrot cake you ever tasted. You really have to try this recipe. Very simple, but I promise you it's the best cake you ever had, carrot cake. But the most important in this recipe is obviously fresh carrots, but spices, you can't do without them, and brown sugar is a must. So let's get started. For a carrot cake we need 4 large carrots, and in the meantime we're gonna preheat the oven to 180 fan oven. Okay, we're gonna start with wet ingredients, and with the wet ingredients we will need 300 grams of brown sugar. There's 2 types of sugar: brown sugar, light brown sugar, and dark brown sugar. This one I always go with dark brown soft sugar. It's the best for baking, and this is a secret ingredient of making absolutely the best carrot cake you ever had. So we're going to be using dark brown sugar. It's really good with brownies, this brown sugar. It's going to add this nice flavor. And then we will need 100 grams of just normal regular granulated sugar, 240 milliliters of vegetable oil. We'll need eggs. We need 4 eggs, but it's very important size of the eggs. We need 4 large eggs. We need applesauce. I will use this one, applesauce, a Coleman, and this one is, tell you now, 155 grams. So we need Bromley applesauce, 155 grams, and vanilla essence, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. So that's our wet ingredients, which we're gonna combine. Okay, we're gonna start with measuring flour, 312 grams of plain flour. We're gonna sift it through, and then we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. We have 315 grams of all-purpose flour sifted. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Make sure you've got fresh baking powder, don't use the old one. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Next, half teaspoon of table salt. 1.5 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 1 teaspoon ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Okay, we've got a little help in here, Cassie. Cassie, can you show your apron? A little bunny, and it has your name. There's Cassie's name on it. Are you gonna help me with the Easter cake, the carrot cake?
Cat.
Oh, you've got a cat too. Meow. Yeah? Okay, Cassie's gonna help us with the spices, to add the spices. So, let's do this. Now we need a tiny bit. No, too much. No. Tiny bit. Yeah. Perfect. Done. Okay, now our all dry ingredients we need to stir together. Combine together. Spices smell nice.
Wow, it isn't really.
Whoa.
Look, some skunk. Oh, some skunk again.
Hey.
You keep getting skunk.
Good mixing, Cassie. Good mixing.
Keep
We're gonna peel it and use that part to grate it. Okay, now our carrots, we need about 539, so 4 large carrots. We're gonna obviously peel them and grate them on a grater. 539, 540. Okay, now time for our wet ingredients. All we have to do is just start with 4 large eggs, throw into the mixer each ingredients to combine. So we're gonna have 4 eggs, then we're gonna add sugar, brown sugar, granulated sugar, olive oil, applesauce and vanilla extract, and it's done. So all gonna be combined wet ingredients. To the wet ingredients we're gonna add dry one and then carrots, and it's done. Whole cake done. My eggs I like to throw to the bowl, each one just to check so there's no bits from them, obviously from the egg, so just for a safety reason, you don't want any bits from the egg in your cake, so that's why we're doing it in a bowl and then throwing it to the mixer. Okay, 302 grams of brown sugar straight into our eggs. It will transform our cake, believe me. $100 grams of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 155 grams of applesauce, Bramley's apple, so whole jar going in. This is how it looks like. Add 240 milliliters of vegetable oil and mix well. Okay, now we're gonna add slowly wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, mix it, and then at the end we're gonna mix in the fold-in carrots and it will be done. Then we're gonna divide it into 3 parts and bake it in 3 pans. So we're gonna be baking it, we're gonna put some paper and some butter just on the bottom of the baking pan, and try to basically measure or roughly split the mixture into 3 pans if you're making 3 cakes. So make sure roughly you divide that roughly once mixed, combine, divide roughly by equal amounts, 3 parts to bake. So we've got cakes which are the same size.
How to make the cake? Wow, so sticky. It looks like custard.
How does it look like, Cassie?
It looks like a muddy puddle.
You have to mix it whilst there's no basically flour, especially on the bottom of a mixing bowl. So mix it well, and then we're gonna add carrots now.
So I mix it now?
We have roughly put 432 grams of cake batter. So this is 2 American cups in each pan. We'll be baking for 23 minutes roughly. Okay, that's our cake after the oven. Nice and caramelized brown, incredible color. Smells delicious too. So they are fully cooked. Once they're fully cooked, you take it out straight from the oven and you need to cover with a foil, with a cling film. Why? To keep the moisture in the cake. For example, I have to bake 3 individual cakes because I've got 1 pan, so I have to do them individually, not at once. So if I will leave them outside without anything, they will dry out. So what we need to do to keep the moisture, cling film, basically cover them in a cling film, leave it on the side, and then I will be making a filling later on. And then once I put the filling in, I'll put it in the fridge. Keep your cake in the fridge with the filling, and then probably it's better after a whole full day in the fridge. So longer you wait, tastes better, because all the spices will come through. Okay, I have purchased a simple cake topper for Easter. As you can see here, very simple, but it does make a difference when you add a cake topper. It looks a bit nicer. So we're gonna put on our cake now.